Hello everyone, it is Tsuki, and today I'm just gonna be going over some comments. Yeah, it sounds like fun, right? It's always fun to read comments, 'cause people always leave really nice things on your videos that you spend time making. It's always like that, right? But no, today I just want to look at comments and reply to some of them that I think are worth replying to. And yeah, I did this a little while back. I made a little fun in some fun role-playing skits back then. We're not gonna do that today, maybe another time. But I just wanted to go off script a little bit, scroll through some comments that I want to reply to, and make a little video out of it. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, the first comment is, I hope you're working on a scholar guide. I'm still casual healing. Won't really see me in Savage, but I'd like to play other classes. I picked up White Mage and Ashlosian thanks to you, but Scholar I'm learning on my alt, and yeah, I'm working on the Scholar guide. It's not going to take as long as it took to make the White Mage guide or the Ashlosian guide, and really early November, like whenever, I think they said when it was going to be, but sometime after patch 4.45. And you might be asking, oh, why after 4.5 are you expecting there to be changes to Scholar? And not really. I don't expect there to be actually any big job changes from this point onward. Maybe a few like little adjustments, sorry, like we've been seeing here and there. Like last patch, we got a bunch of stuff for a bunch of jobs where AoE feels instantly activated or whatever. And just some balancing tweaks to like Samurai and Black Mage and Red Mage and stuff like that. So nothing major. We're not going to see any major changes really that would alter whatever I write down in the guide too much. Not something that couldn't be fixed with a simple clip note or something. But the reason why I just want to wait is because easier to search for. You know, if someone's going to be searching for a guide, the fact that we're so close to 4.45, I think they said it's November 6th or something like that. The fact we're so close to 4.5, it's just be easy to just slap the patch 4.45 tag on it, and also it gives me an excuse to slack off and not actually finish it right away. So yeah, there you go. It's coming in early November, early to mid-November. That's when you can probably expect it. So yeah. Hey Tsuki, as always, love your videos, keep up the great work. Just wondering, on your next video or upcoming videos, I'm curious as to your thoughts on the next jobs that you think they might put in the expansion when it comes out. I've seen some people post their thoughts on a new tank and healer, one of them being either Geomancer or Dancer for the healers. What do you think? So I actually did already reply in text to you, Eddie, but in case other people are curious and to just expand on my thoughts a little bit more, I do think that we will get at least 2 jobs in 5.0. However, I do think that there is a possibility for a 3rd job. The reason for this being that they supposedly cut development for dungeons so they could do more experimental content, which we have been seeing. We've seen Eureka, I guess. Great job there. But since they've cut development on dungeons significantly from back in A Realm Reborn, where we would get 3 dungeons, remind you, every patch, two hard mode dungeons and 1 brand new one every patch. We now only get 2 dungeons every other patch and then 1 dungeon every other patch. So now that we've cut down on some development time in that aspect, I do think that there's room possibly for them to make 3 jobs. So at the very least, they should probably keep on par with 2 jobs per expansion. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not ruling out the possibility for a 3rd job. It would be nice, but most likely we'll probably just only see 2, but could be 3. We'll see. As for what I think of the actual jobs, I do think that since we got 2 DPS in Stormblood, it makes the most sense to add a new tank and a new healer. At the very least, at least 1 new tank and 1 new healer. I think that there's probably more room for adding a new healer more than there is adding a new tank, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. As for the healer, Geomancer and Dancer, I've been on record saying I want Dancer for a long time. I do think that Dancer would work very well as a healer. I could also see Dancer as a support DPS of sorts, sort of like a melee version of Bard, basically. I think healer or Dancer could fit either one of those roles. I do think that Dancer would probably work better as a healer though, just because, I don't know, it just makes the most sense to me. But healer or a support melee DPS is what I'm leaning towards for Dancer. As for Geomancer, I know Geomancer has become somewhat of a popular, you know, guess, I guess, for the next healer, or at least a new job coming in 5.0. And we got introduced to Geomancer in the Astrologian Stormblood questline. So if you haven't done that yet, Geomancer, you basically, there's an NPC you travel with in that questline that is a Geomancer. And throughout the questline, if I'm recalling correctly, it's been like literally since the beginning of the expansion since I've done this questline. I've only done it once, but throughout the questline, it's sort of implied that Geomancer is kind of like, it's very similar to Astrologian. They just kind of do things a little bit differently, kind of like two sides of the same coin, I guess. So the fact that that is how they're introducing Geomancer makes me believe that they're not really going to introduce it as a healer, if they will introduce it, because that would just, it would tread a lot of the same ground. So I don't know. I feel like if they do add Geomancer, it'd be kind of like a boring choice. And sorry if you're really looking forward to Geomancer and I just trampled all over your feelings there, but I think that Geomancer would be kind of a boring choice, because it seems to retread a lot of the same ground that Conjurer and Astrologian have already set forth. But then again, Red Mage came and Stormblood, and we got a bunch of, you know, Ver Thunders and Ver Flares and all this stuff that's very similar to Black Mage, but they managed to mold it into its own, you know, its own job. So I wouldn't put it past them to be able to implement a Geomancer job that that is significantly different from the three healers we currently have. If it even is a healer, again, I could possibly see Geomancer being some sort of DPS, but we'll have to wait and see if it ever gets implemented. But yeah, I mean, I guess I am a little biased because I do really want to see Dancer, but that's kind of my thoughts on Geomancer and Dancer. As for my any other predictions, people really want to see Blue Mage, so I think if Yoshida and his team have found a way to implement Blue Mage into an MMO setting, they'd probably try to put it in there. I don't know, maybe it could even be like a Mage tank, so that there you go, you have a tank and healer, Dancer and Blue Mage. I don't know, really. I really don't know. The thing is, Red Mage and Samurai were very popular demands, right? You know, people were asking for Samurai and Red Mage, so when those came, it was like, oh yeah, those finally came. But when we got our jobs back in Heavensward, they were like completely out of left field. No one was asking for Machinist and Astrologian. Those came out of nowhere. So I really do think that if they're only going to have two jobs, that they should mix it up. You know, have one of the popular requests. You know, have Dancer, have Blue Mage, have one of those, and then have one that just kind of is unique, that they just kind of really wanted to make. So I think that would be really cool if it was kind of like a mix and match like that. You have one fan favorite that people have been asking for, and then one just kind of out of nowhere, and then people can decide whether or not they like it once it gets implemented. But we'll have to wait and see. FanFest is coming up. We'll get new information there. So yeah, we'll see. I spent a lot of time on that comment. Great. All right, next I had to pick one of these. Okay, look. The reason why I pronounce Astrologian the way that I do is because when it was revealed back in like PAX or something like that, I think it was PAX, and when it was first revealed, I think that was when it was first revealed, the lady who was doing the English translation for Yoshi P called it Astrologian.
Our next job is the Astrologian. It is the healer role.
Alright, that is the sole reason why I pronounce it Astrologian, because it was introduced to me in that way, and that's just how I pronounce it. Honestly, like I said in my Astrologian guide, it is a made-up word. You can pronounce it however way you want, okay? Maybe there is a specific way that the localization team over at Final Fantasy XIV would like to pronounce it, and Astrologian is not that way. Fine, good for them, but until I talk with one of those people and they tell me, you know what, you can't keep pronouncing Astrologian this way, then honestly just pronounce it however you want, okay? Just pronounce it however you want, but please stop telling people that they're wrong for pronouncing it how they do, because it's a made up word, okay? Pronounce it how you want. Please, just stop posting comments about this. Why are people so passionate about this? I don't understand. I don't. Stop. Oh hey, look, it's Salad Spoon's comment. So actually Salad Spoon and I we talked, you know, Salad Spoon emailed me. We talked, we ended up making a cross-world link shell together. So yeah, that is the thing now. So if you are on Aether and you want to join my cross-world link shell, I can speak. If you want to join that, I know a couple people have asked me about that in the past, and I haven't had one. But I made one with Salad Spoon's help, so I finally made one. I'll have to set up like a day and time where I just kind of sit in game, just doing nothing. Maybe just cooking my fish, because I have like thousands of sweet fish and even more thousands of volcanic rock salt that I need to get rid of that are just clogging up my inventory. Just imagine just thousands of fish pouring out of my bags, and then at the bottom there's just a bunch of salt everywhere. Just salt. Okay, I'm getting really off tangent, but we made a cross-world link shell. If you want to join that, then we also have a Discord server that we also made. So I don't know, I guess I just put that in the description of the video, so you can join that if you want as well. Also, if you want to chat in there, also in case you don't happen to be on Aether, I guess. If you're not on Aether, then unfortunately not much I can do to help you join the Crossworld link show. But yeah, I'll have to set up a day when I'm just sitting around and people can join like the party finder to get invited to it. But yeah, I'll find a time to do that. If not, then you can go ahead and join the Discord server, and then we can set up a time where either me or Salad Spoon can invite you to the link shell. So yeah, there you go. Perfect opportunity to get that out there. Your UI is made me cry. Your grammar is made me cry. Okay, Red Mage too easy. Don't play too much of it. White Mage is #1. Lol. I get a lot of comments like this. I feel like a lot of people who comment things like this don't actually heal. Healing is very fun when things go wrong. I feel like a lot of people don't understand this. And if you're a person who heals but heals with friends, then where things are typically going very smoothly and you don't have to worry too much about unpredictability, it's probably not as engaging, you know, because it falls into the same category as a DPS. What do I mean by that? Let me elaborate a bit. So when you go into a fight as a DPS, you know what you're gonna do, basically. You know, sometimes depending on how phase changes and things that might happen in the fight, you might switch around how your rotation goes and how your opener is. But for the most part, you know you're gonna go in there, you're gonna go hit the boss and do your rotation, and that's how it's gonna go. And depending, no matter what happens, no matter what happens, you're pretty much gonna stay on that mindset. You know, doesn't matter if the freaking Dragoon eats crap and dies because he jumped or something, or if the Black Mage, you know, didn't want to move out of their lane lines to split damage with everyone else and then died. That's happened before on Construct 7, by the way. That was funny, but you get what I mean, right? It's DPS. It's always like a set thing. You have a set mindset of what you do. When you go in as a healer, though, it's not always set in stone. You know, typically if things go exactly as planned, things go smoothly, people do the mechanics properly, people mitigate things properly, then yes, you can have a very similar healing experience from going from the same fight over and over again. But you can go into a same fight and things will be different. You know, people will get hit, people will take damage, the tank will be stupid and not use mitigation and get freaking cleaved into oblivion by chaos. That happened before. Just getting punched to freaking Kingdom Come. That was funny. and then the off tank has to provoke, and then you have to raise the main tank who didn't mitigate properly. You know, things are a lot more fun for healers when things don't necessarily go according to plan. Which I like to tell people that if you want to play healer, then it's great to play with friends and to get kind of comfortable playing with friends, but I also recommend that you play with random people as a healer as well, because it expands your ability to be flexible. You know, it tests your ability to be flexible, and it's generally a lot more engaging and helps prepare you for those occasions where things do actually go wrong when you're just playing with your friends. So it helps you grow as a healer, and it is a lot more fun and engaging, I feel. So I feel like people who say this either don't heal or heal only in parties with their friends where things tend to go very smoothly. And in those situations, when things do go smoothly as a healer, yeah, you know, it can get a little boring, it can get a little dull, because when things are going smoothly, you can always throw down your heals properly, and you don't have to, you know, stretch your limits. Basically, you're always healing, you're always using your very bare bones DPS. So things like White Mage, where there isn't anything like having to interact with your Faerie and your Aether Flow for Scholar, or having to interact with your cards for Astrologian. White Mage doesn't have any of that. You know, they have the Lily system, but you can pretty much turn that off and practically ignore it, you know, the majority of the time, and not notice a thing. So White Mage doesn't have any like other secondary mechanic to it, because White Mage in itself is about healing. You know, it has, instead of having those extra mechanics to it, White Mage just has a much wider toolkit for healing. So when things are going properly, it seems like White Mage is boring, because you don't get to use those wide variety of things. You know, there's no reason to use things like Cure 3 or Medica 2 or any of those things, other than maybe like a regen and a size if things are going really well and there's not a whole lot of damage going out. You don't have to use your other toolkits. You don't need to use those things. So I can understand why people think White Mage is boring, and for me, picking White Mage as my favorite job currently in the game is kind of contradictory when I said Red Mage was a little too boring because it's too simple and too easy. But yeah, I feel like people who say this don't actually heal that much, so that's just my reasoning for that. It really gets under my skin when people say this, you know, as a person who actually heals most of the time. But I can understand where you're coming from a little bit. Just hopefully I explained my side of things a little bit better, so that you can understand my side of things as well. Alright, next comment. Ooh, this is kind of a long one. Brand new player as of today, came to watch your video for some information. Made it 3 minutes in and stopped. I don't know you from Adam. Okay, we will probably never meet or speak. Why should I care what you do and don't like if you don't say why? Give me some info. Why don't you like Black Mage? What about Black Mage did you like better in Heavensward? Why do you dislike about the changes they made? Why should I watch any further if all this video will be is I like them in this order, no reasons given. Anywho, this is simply my opinion. Okay, fair enough. I don't know who Adam is, but that's kind of weird. Who is Adam? I'm actually really... Who is Adam? Okay, I'm getting a little distracted. I guess I need to watch back this video, because I don't remember what I actually said about Black Mage in this video, other than I don't like it. But why I don't like Black Mage, it's really a personal thing. I mean, there's nothing particularly wrong with how Black Mage is designed. I just am not a huge fan of standing still and casting things. Also, I liked the system of Enochian better in Heavensward. I feel like I've explained this before, but I'm not actually sure if I explained this particularly in this video. So, you know, fair enough if I didn't. So I'll explain it here. But I preferred how Enochian was back in Heavensward, where you had to you used Blizzard 4 to reset Enochian's timer basically, and every time you reset Enochian with Blizzard 4, it would get progressively shorter and shorter, so that you would basically try to keep Enochian up until your next Enochian came off cooldown, so you could fully reset its default timer. And I actually liked that style of Black Mage more. Nowadays, it's Enochian is pretty much up forever as long as you have Astral Fire or Umble Ice up. So theoretically, you can get through an entire fight without ever having to drop Enochian, just as long as you're going through your rotation properly. And even when you don't have things to attack, you can just transpose over and over again. In fact, that is preferable because then you can stock up your foul casts. And I don't know, I don't really like that system as much. I know Black Mages are doing very well right now, especially with those insane Fire 4 buffs that they totally needed, guys. They totally needed those Fire 4 buffs. No, not Samurai, who's been underperforming for the last year. No, Black Mages needed the Fire 4 buffs too. So Black Mages are kicking ass right now, kicking Samurai's ass too, basically, in a lot of things. If I'm playing my Samurai and there's an equally skilled and equally geared Black Mage, they're probably gonna out DPS me. That doesn't really happen because they tend not to be equally skilled, but theoretically they should be. But yeah, that's just, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of how Black Mages are in this particular expansion. I don't like being restricted, and I don't like the current system with how Enochian is kept up. I preferred how it was back in Heavensward. I found that more engaging. Basically, if you're able to perform your rotation correctly, you just go through it and you don't have to worry about Enochian anymore. I kind of liked having to worry about Enochian, to pay attention to Enochian and to make conscious decisions whilst keeping Enochian in mind. With how things are with Stormblood, Black Mage, as long as you're going through your rotation properly and are able to actually stand still and cast your rotation properly, you should never have to worry about Enochian falling off. So I don't know, I just kind of like that extra dimension that we had with Enochian back in Heavensward, so that's why I don't like Black Mage that much. So yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to watch this video because you only made it 3 minutes in this one and stopped. I'm pretty sure I gave pretty solid reasons for the majority of the jobs I put into that video, but there might be a couple that I kind of glossed over in that particular video. I don't know, I wrote that script in like a day. So, not a full day, but like a handful of hours. So, I don't know. It was a fun video to make. I didn't put like a whole lot of time and effort into it like I did with like a retrospective video. That was a lot of fun, by the way. But, yeah, alright. Sorry you didn't get what you're looking for, my friend. But, yeah, hopefully that answers that question for any other like-minded person who happened to watch that video, because I highly doubt you'll be watching this one. But no, there you go. Man, I put 2 of these in here. Skip. All right, skip. We already discussed this in length for like 2 minutes. Skip. It's
the Astrologian.
Oh yeah, I saved a bunch of comments from my my 5-year retrospective video that I made. I guess by the time, yeah, it's October 26th whilst I am recording and editing this video, and it should be up the following day, hopefully. So yeah, it's been 2 months since I posted that video, but I had a lot of fun making that video. Basically, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel since I made that video, or you didn't see it, for the 5-year anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV, I made a very 2-hour-long like music video, just going over the main story beats and of the game. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and by a lot of fun I mean it completely consumed my life and all of my free time I had for about 8 days, and I lost a lot of sleep trying to get that done in time because I did have a deadline of August 27th to post that video. So yeah, a lot of time and effort and sleepless nights went into the making of that video, and it was a lot of fun. It ended up being 2 hours long, which was much longer than I expected it to be. When I was thinking of the idea in my head, it was going to be like 20 minutes, which you know, I was off by about an hour and 40 minutes. Close enough though, you know. It's 2 hours is nothing, you know. I posted a 10-hour video like a couple weeks ago, But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Like even back a couple weeks ago when I you know, simultaneously made a 10-hour long commentary video whilst also making 2 guides back to back for Astrologian and Samurai, because that was a fantastic idea. That was not nearly as grueling as the amount of effort and time I had to put into this particular video. So if you're interested in that video, then I guess I'll put it in like the little eye icon on the top right of the video, and you can go ahead and check that out if you want to. So just, you know, here's a handful of comments from that video from people who enjoyed it. So I'm glad some people enjoyed it. Not a whole lot of people watched it, which is a little unfortunate, but you know, I think the experience of me making it and just being able to touch at least a handful of people is a good enough reward for me. So yeah, there we go. And then I also saved a bunch of these comments because Glamour is the true end game, in case you guys did not know. So people like to ask me about my Glamour. So there you go. People like to ask me about the Glamour I wear for my healer, because I've worn pretty much the same outfit for like the last 6 months, I think, whenever this outfit came out. So people like to ask me, what am I wearing on my healer? Now, I wrote this down somewhere, but I think I can remember off the top of my head. The headpiece is the Shisui Mengu of healing, or something to that extent. It's basically the headpiece from the Shisui of the Violent Tides dungeon for healers. So that's what that is. The chest piece, which is probably what most people are mostly interested in, is the Republicans Medicus's Kaiton? I think it's Kaiton. Like the Republic Medicus's Kaiton, and that's actually a PvP piece of gear. So you can find that in the Wolf's Den. I think it's 4,000 allied seals, or not allied sealed, wolf marks allied seals. Oh man, imagine if you had to get allied seals. I bet people who are hunting all the time have tons of allied seals actually, so it's probably not that big of a deal. Hand pieces are just Ari half gloves, which are the race specific gloves for Alra. And then Davnarian tights, and then Gambler's boots. In case you didn't notice, one of my favorite pieces of gear in the entire game to Glamour are the Gambler boots. I don't know why, I like how they look. They look really good in black, and they fit with just about any outfit you can think of. Gambler boots. So and you can get those from the Gold Saucer. So there you go. If you're still curious about my outfit, maybe I should make a video where I just go through all of my Glamour outfits. I take pride in my outfits. Thank you very much. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. I didn't actually get through a whole lot of comments, but I spent quite a few minutes on some of them. So I imagine this video is still gonna somehow end up being like 20 minutes, which is absolutely asinine, but par for the course for me, right? So I'm gonna end the video before it gets any longer. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I am hopefully trying to get a special video out for this Halloween. Not sure if I can get it done in time, but we will see if I can. If it can't, then it'll be a little unfortunate, but it is the type of video that I can still release late, and it will still be relevant so that people can watch it and enjoy it anyway. It doesn't have to be on Halloween, but it'd be cool if I could release it on Halloween. So we'll see about that. Scholar Guide, if you're still waiting on that, like I said, it'll be early to mid-November after patch 4.45, which I believe is on November 6th. I think so. The only things that are releasing in that patch, by the way, is I think the next step in Eureka, which, you know, if you care, great for you if you care, great, and also Hildebrand, which honestly, I'm way behind on Hildebrand. I should probably get caught up on that one day, but yeah. But those are the main things that are coming in that particular patch. They might do some other stuff. We'll see. But that's patch 4.45. So I'm gonna get out of your hair now. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed me replying to some comments. If you want to leave some of your own comments that I can potentially reply to as well in a following video similar to this, then go ahead and feel free to do so. You can ask me questions about me and or whatever you want, and if I deem it appropriate, I shall respond to it. Also, like I mentioned earlier, kind of like midway in the video, do have a cross-world link shell now that I made with the help of Salad Spoon from Zalera. So I will have to find a time where I just kind of sit around so you can join the PF so that I can invite you, because at the current time that is basically the only way to invite people to a cross-world link shell that are on a different server than you, is to have them join a party finder and you invite them. So I'll have to set up a day where I just do that for a couple hours and people can come in and join. Alternatively, you can go ahead and join the Discord, which also was made by Salad Spoon, and either me or Salad Spoon can get you invited into the cross-world link shell at a time that works, whilst either one of us are online the same time as you. So and also if you just want to join the Discord server and don't want to join the cross-world link shell, that is also an open option for you as well. So yeah, anyways, I think that is everything I have to say. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, those video projects are coming up hopefully, and hopefully you enjoy them and look forward to them. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Thank you. Sayonara. Bye bye.